Hey guys, this is Akira. How to stop being controlled by materialism? It's easy to give the comforts of materialism, as it's an action that boosts contradictions of our sense of self. When we want to celebrate or when we want to be consoled, we often turn to spending money on items that boost our self-esteem and fill an emotional void. I remember my mother growing up playful joking about the shopping high she would get from buying a new outfit. I thought nothing of this at the time, but later I realized that I perhaps gave materialism that same importance to provide happiness for me when I didn't take that extra bit of time to focus on myself and figure out what was truly bothering me. There is a famous quote by Ben Franklin that goes, "Money has never made man happy, nor will it. There is nothing in its nature to produce happiness. The more of it one has, the more one wants." I'm sure you, like I have experienced the clinical nature of materialism. I'm sure you, like I have experienced the cyclical nature of materialism. It's comforting as an incredibly short shelf life, and it's only a matter of time until we need another fix to boost our emotions in time of strife. I'm sure you, like I have experienced the cyclical nature of materialism. It's comforting as an incredibly short shelf life, and it's only a matter of time until we need another fix to boost our emotions in times of strife. According to a recent scientific study by brainpicking.com, humans are very sensitive to change. When we get a raise of commission, we really enjoy it, but we adapt at incredible speeds to our new wealth. Some studies have shown that in North America, additional income beyond $75,000 a year ceases to impact day-to-day happiness. The problem here isn't our adaptability, but our displacement of happiness and fulfillment of monetary wealth. Once more, using wealth and materialism to establish and define our social status is, of course, a shaky foundation to rest anyone's livelihood. But what does materialism mean to you? And when did this habit begin? I've researched a bit of the start of materialism in the United States in order to better understand its effect on human beings. At the end of World War II, American soldiers returned to their homes experiencing different kinds of landscape. Wartime production had worked hard to make up for the loss of soldiers on the home front, and the economy was desperate to get out of the depression of the 1930s. From the 1940s on, there was an increase in spending power. There were more jobs, more opportunities, and the industry thrived with the welling hope citizens had for a bigger and brighter future. Not only that, but new inventions popped up left and right. National morale was at an all-time high, and the hope for a brighter tomorrow was present in everyone's sights. This is where the true American dream was born, right smack dab in the middle of this new stage in the Industrial Revolution. From there, human beings have turned to materialism and the ability to afford high-priced luxury items as the optimum of happiness. Sure, a wealthy person may have less stress than someone living paycheck to paycheck, but the extra zeros of someone's income may not have as lasting of an effect as we like to believe. Daniel Gilbert, a Harvard psychology professor and the author of Stumbling on Happiness, said that Research reveals that memory is less like a collection of photographs than it is like a collection of impressionist painting rendered by an artist who takes considerable license with his subject. Human beings are quick to forget that shyness of new car quickly loses its glam after a couple of months, and that our high-priced material possessions eventually lose their importance. Once we finally have that we have pined for so long, we aren't satisfied, because it is the sheer activity of daydreaming and wanting something more that propels us as humans. I can't help but think of another quote, this time by John Lennon. If everyone demanded peace instead of another television set, then there'll be peace. What does this quote mean to you? For me, it's about this constant flow of wanting and dissatisfaction no matter how many expensive suits I own or luxury cars I drive. So what can we do to make sure our well-being is not threatened by the constant pull of materialism? Simplify. Adjusting our expectation is one thing, but simplifying our daily lives can take on a whole other task. As I mentioned earlier, human beings are extremely adaptable to a high level of wealth. But what about reversing the march to live at a lower level of monetary income? I'm not telling you to do anything drastic, like quit your job or move out of your apartment or home. I'm asking you to check in with yourself and ask the important questions you've been avoiding. Do I have to have this? What effect is this thing having on my life? Will this thing bring me happiness? And if so, how long will that happiness last? Without practicing mindfulness, the selfish part of our brains acts on autopilot, answering all of those questions with a simple, because I want it. Our natural course is to go into a survival mentality, where we take what we believe will better our well-being for lasting another day. Practicing mindfulness by asking these questions will disrupt the self-distraction. Track your spending for a truly eye-opening experience. Using apps like Mint can be an easy way to see where your spending goes and how little of it you may have left. This app breaks it down into percentages so that you have a detailed look into your money handling habits. I can tell you right now, if 50% of your paycheck is going toward frivolous activities, clothes and other materialistic items, you will not last. Ask yourself, what happens if I stop this spending tomorrow? And before you go into a panic mode, remind yourself that more people in the world have learned to live with a whole lot less, and they are positively thriving. Which brings me to research the happiest cultures on earth who have nothing. There's an incredible documentary that I can't recommend enough. It's called Happy, and it was directed by Rocco Bellic. In that documentary, he profiles several different cultures in the search for the happiest part of the world. The film travels through swamps in the American South, following a dirt-poor shrimp farmer who claims he's the happiest of anyone he knows. He attributes this to the community of friends and family he around him, and the traditions they've established for getting together and having fellowship. The film then goes to a slum in India, often labeled the poorest of the poor, and focuses on the community whose happiness was defined by community support. I'll admit, I can even find myself getting wrapped up in materialism. It's hard to escape emails about upcoming tech gadgets that look incredible or sell at my favorite stores. But whenever I feel the desire was coming on, I try to think about these 3 steps. I clutch onto gratitude, and I hope you will too. Thank you so much for watching. Be good to yourself and each other.